Okay, so we are talking to Ly Tran today. Ly is one of our students in the private pilot ground school. And Ly sent me an email a couple days ago, and he said that he just finished his private pilot license with how many hours?
40 hours, exactly.
40.0, 40.0, which is amazing. I told Ly, I've been doing this for uh, 20 years now, and I've seen this many people. It fits in one hand the number of people that have finished their license. And I used to oversee a program that had 500 students, and we flew a lot of hours. So congratulations, this is an amazing feat.
Thank you.
So the reason I wanted to talk to you is because I saw one of the posts that you made on Reddit, and the things that you talked about in there were spot on, were all the things that I tell students that they need to do. So I wanted you to kind of explain the process and how you started. And first, why did you want to become a pilot?
So I always want to be a pilot, but I live in Vietnam, so I spent like 20 years in Vietnam, and there's no flight school in Vietnam. And when I start moving to America, the first year I have a really have trouble because English is my second language. So I wait for another maybe 7 or 8 years, and right after that, my English is getting better, and I start training.
Yep. So you trained in Southern California, is that right?
Yes,
Yep. So what kind of airplane did you fly?
it's a Cessna 172.
Cessna 172. Was it round dial? Was it G1000?
It's the steam gauge cockpit.
Steam gauge. Okay. So big airport, small airport?
It's kind of it's not really big. It's just a one runway airport. It's a Fullerton. It's
Okay.
class D Delta.
Class Delta?
Yes.
Class Delta. So tell me more about your flight training. Small school, big school, Part 141?
It's for 61,
Part 61.
and yeah, we have about like 5 or 6 instructor, but I only fly with only one instructor.
Just one instructor, which is kind of the key. This is something that I like students to see is only one instructor, because you don't have a whole lot of crossover, and the instructor can really focus on what you did. Did you have a syllabus that you had to follow with the school, or was the instructor kind of deciding what to do?
Yeah, so the instructor they send me a syllabus, and I just take a look at it, and I look at the requirement that I only need to do, and what is the minimum requirements for the maneuvers, and minimum on hours like cross country or something. Yeah, basically I followed that, but I didn't look at it really much.
Yeah, you just did the lesson. So why do you think you were successful in getting this done in 40 hours? What do you think is the key? And maybe it's not just one thing, maybe it's several things, but tell me more.
Okay, the key is just planning ahead and don't repeat any unnecessary lesson.
Yep.
So during my training, I found out that I'm very proficient in some areas, but for like a short field and short field landing, I need to practice much more.
Yep.
So I spend more time doing landing than doing something else.
So the landings, and you said, I think in your post, you said instead of going solo with the landings, you took a flight instructor with you, and because you didn't want to waste too much time doing something wrong, right?
Right, that's right.
And that's really smart. And I'm glad that you did that, because so many people think that just doing solo hours is the key, but you had like just 11 hours of solo, is that right?
10.2, I think.
10.2, yeah, which is exactly the bare minimum. So that's definitely the way to do it. Now, you said you were ready before each lesson, and tell me more about what you did at home before you went to the airport.
Okay, for at home before every flight, I take a look on Google Earth, and I look at the 3D terrains, so I know exactly where I have to go and how do I get there, and be familiar with the VFR checkpoints on the route, so I
Yes.
don't get lost when I get to the training area. And before every lesson, I usually ask my instructor, and what we gonna do next, and I write down every single frequency that I need. And also sometimes I do practice on the simulator as well.
Okay, so that was going to be my next question, but what you just said right here is the key. practice at home and know what you're going to be doing during the lesson. So I'm sure you studied. If the instructor said we're going to do slow flight and steep turn, then you reviewed your procedures for slow flight and steep turns, right?
Right.
Yeah, and that's the money right here. That's how you save a lot of money on your training. Now, you said simulator. What did you do in the sim?
Simulator, I practice not much on the maneuvering, but I still do it. But the most thing is the procedures
Yep.
for like emergency procedure or VOR. Those things can be done entirely on a simulator. You don't have to be on the real plane.
Yep. So you did at home, you just basically reviewed what you were going to do in the airplane, and then you practiced all that. Now the flying, like you said, the flying is difficult in the sim because it feels a little bit different. But a lot of the procedures, you checklist maybe even, did you practice your checklists?
Yes, I do. I do take a copy of my checklist at home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did it. I mean, I'm not surprised that you were so successful because everything that you did is exactly what needs to be done. So tell me about your written exam. How was the written exam experience?
The written exam, it's not hard. Actually, it's not really hard. I did it, but only like 85% something. Yeah, but there is some different question that they add on. It's not on the route school, but it's not really that hard.
Did you use the ground school? Because you did our ground school. Did you use the ground school after you were done with the written exam to continue studying and learning things before you went for your ground lessons?
Sorry, say again.
Did you use the ground school after you were done with the written exam in order to study for your flight, for the flight part of the course?
Oh, of course. So after I done with my exam, I still go back and forth with your flight school, your route school. So there's a little more that I review everything that I missed on my written test, everything that I got wrong, and sometimes I go back and forth with your cross country cross school. So I know a little bit more.
Yeah, that's awesome. Tell me about the check ride. How was the check ride? You did it with a DPE, right?
Yes. So the check ride, my check ride was terrible because the weather is all MVFR all the way.
Yeah, you said that in your post. That's crazy.
Yeah, somehow my seminar said let's just go ahead and find different routes. So yeah, I look on the map and I found another route that's good enough to fly to the practice area. So I did that.
Wow. So you actually, so the examiner helped you with finding a different route so you could go there and be on the safe side for the weather.
Yeah, he just says, let's look for another route. Do you have any idea? So I look at on the weather maps again and look at on the Viva chart, and I found a way to a different practice area that I'd never been there before.
Yeah. Oh, really? Wow. That's good on your exam day. Nothing better. How long was your oral part of the exam?
It took me about 1 hour and a half or 2 hours, something.
Okay, so that's actually pretty short for private. So you must have felt like you knew what you were talking about, which is awesome. And then how long was the flight?
The flight took me 1.5 hours.
Yeah, 1.5.
1.5.
Yep. And anything on the flight that was kind of out of the ordinary?
Usually because of the clouds on my last procedure, the seminar actually they took me near the cloud ceiling, so I cannot really see anything, and I really lost during that time. I had to turn on my VOR to get back to the airport.
Yep. Oh, that's good. That's an excellent scenario for something that could absolutely happen in real life. So I'm glad he did that. When did you realize that you were going to hit it at 40.0? Because I'm sure you did that on purpose to try to get it exactly at 40.0.
Right. I keep track on my logbook, and also I have an Excel files. So on that files, I list everything that I need and every minimum requirement. So after I done every minimum requirements, I see how much time I left, and I use all the time left to practice the PPL maneuvering and landings.
So you were actually done before 40 hours, but you had to get to that point.
Yes.
Wow, that's really cool. That's
Yeah,
really cool.
actually, I did took another flight on a different aircraft just for fun. So I use my extra hour. So I see on my checklist here. On my logbook. Okay, you see this one? This is 1 hour of demo flight with
Yep.
different aircraft with different instructor.
What airplane was it?
It's a Pipistrel Trainer Alpha. You know that one?
No, I don't know what that is.
It's a small light sport aircraft.
Okay. Well, that's cool. So is that something you're going to fly in the future?
Yes, I love it.
Oh, you do? Smaller and probably burns less gas.
Yes. It's kind of slow. It looks like a glider,
Yeah.
and it's cheap. I think the cost is just about 100 hours wet.
Wow,
$100 an hour.
that's better than a 172 for sure.
Yeah.
So what's your plan from here on? Do you instrument rating, commercial pilot? What do you want to do with this?
Oh, I didn't plan for anything beside PPL and instrument, but I don't know yet. So I'm gonna get the instrument soon, and
Yeah.
maybe also later.
Okay. So do you want to do this as a career, or do you just want to do this for fun?
Mostly just for fun.
Just for fun? Do you have another job? Do you work right now?
Yes, I have.
What do you do?
I work for Apple as a technician, support
Okay.
repair.
Okay. Gotcha. Awesome. Well, I know where to send my stuff now. I'm all Apple. I'm talking to you on an iMac right now. So, well, I think this is all I have. I'm really excited to talk to you, and I wanted to really congratulate you on this because you can be really proud of yourself. Not many people finish in exactly 40 hours. So it's a really good thing that you did.
All right, thank you, Rance.
So, and then we'll hopefully we'll see you in the instrument course. I'm actually recording it right now, and it should be available very soon. So hopefully you'll do that with us.
Yeah, sure. I will do that with you for my instrument for sure.
Awesome. Well, you have yourself a great day, and then go fly. Go have fun with that new license.
You too. Have a good day.
All right.
Bye bye.
Bye, Lee.